Welcome, 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 welcome. We are back, people. Welcome to my Love Island USA Season 5 recap for episodes 21, 22, 23. Yes, most of the Casa Amor episodes. We are back to discuss the drama, the mess, the utter idiocy of some of these people. We are here. And welcome back to you guys. Oh my gosh. I came back and they had done like 3 episodes instead of the two that I thought I was coming back to recap. And so I'm back, but you know, more episodes than I thought I had to recap. So let us dig in. Let us try to get through this because we want to make some predictions on how this recoupling is going to go. So, yes. Sorry. There we go. So yes, we start off episode 21 with Rob and Cassie talking. And Cassie says she's trying to be open, but she's really only open to Mattia and Rob. They're her top two. And so Rob says her top two are Cassie and Carmen. He was interested in Imani and sorry. And he felt like the kiss that they did what had a lot of chemistry in it. Um, it's so funny because in this conversation, Cassie does call Leo her ex, and yeah, we're gonna get to it. But he definitely should be her ex. Uh, and over in the villa, Leo is pulling Ashley. I think Ashley was the one that said she spoke Spanish, so Leo likes that a little bit. Um, and so she feels like this experience is not her. And Leo says he's very outgoing, so he just wants to get to know her. And so she just says she lives in Miami, she loves to travel, she likes to box. And he's like, same. He loves Miami, he loves to travel. Um, Very close with family. She says the same thing. Her mom was upset when she cut her hair, but he says he loves her hair. And they do watch the sunset as it goes down. And he says that Ashley and I have a lot in common. Um, he's not sure if he's going to explore it, but he might just do that. Um, so as they're getting ready for the night, um, oh, sorry, I skipped part. Leo says that I'm still here for Cassie, but oh no, yeah, this was getting ready. Jonas says uh, that Leo went from I'm here for Cassie, but I'm a hoe and accurate. Not a fan of Jonah, but absolutely accurate. um, KK says if Keenan explores anything, it's over. He's done. And I said, okay, girl, I hope you like really believe that because like you mean like you're not just saying it. Like it's not just words because yeah. And so um Marco gets a text and Imani gets a text. And this was this whole entire drink challenge that Love Island USA loves to do that I absolutely refuse to watch. So I did not watch any of this challenge. It disgusts me. It like makes me want to vomit. I will not absolutely will never watch this challenge. So I skipped the entire challenge. So anybody who could steal their stomach and actually watch that, because that no, I could not. I'm sorry. So I refuse to watch, but the Casa Amor Villa does win that challenge. Um, and Keenan notes that, damn, like, what are they doing over there if they won that disgusting challenge and we lost, even though we did all that disgusting crap. Hey, Brandy, welcome back. Thank you. KKB chat, and Brandy says, "Yeah, she does." Let's hope. I don't know. Let's hope. Um, so Carmen does say that Kenzo raised the bar for her. She doesn't want to waste anyone's time. If she feels like there's nothing there, she's gonna just close off. KK says she's trusting in her connection. Carmen says that she should explore though, explore more. They have been coupled up since day one. She needs to flirt. She needs to go out there and see if there's anything else out there. And then that way, if she comes back to her first connection, she understands it's real. And KK says she has an angel on one side and a devil on the other one, but she's trying to be very considerate of Keenan's feelings. And we're going to find out that this is going to come and bite her in the ass. Hannah also says, like, listen, girl, it's like we're on vacation. And when you're on vacation, you flirt. Go flirt. And KK's like really not listening. Jonah pulls Taylor C. Listen, some of these girls got to stay, like, not come back during this recoupling because there's too many Taylors. There's too many Hannahs. They're just I can't do it. We went through that Love Island UK where we had too many Ellas. Like, let us not do that, please. Oh my god. Um, so he does talk about what their ideal date is. She says hers, it's like so elaborate. I did not write it down. And then he's just like, oh, I like to sit in a coffee shop and people watch. And I'm just like, okay. I don't know. They feel he says they feel he feels the connection is flowing. They're both goofy and spontaneous at the same time. He asks her to share a bed. I personally am not seeing the chemistry, but I could be wrong. I definitely could be wrong. Hey, Katrina, thank you. Um, and so we do see Bergie and Allie, who they chatted the last time. She's a few years older than him. She's ready to get married and have babies. And he's like basically he had fun in the challenge in which she liked to sleep in his bed and she says yes. Um this is my first issue here that's gonna happen next. And this is why I'm gonna tell you what I feel like KK should do in a few. Uh, Keenan and Naja go up to Soul Tides. And at this moment, this is, we're not even halfway through the episode, guys. This is the moment for me. I was like, Keenan doesn't give a fuck about KK. Period. He does not care about her. I don't know what happened, but he does not give a fuck about KK. She has already expressed to him, don't fucking bring girls up to Soul Ties. It has already been noted. And if you cared about that girl's feelings, why would you do something like this? I don't care if it's intimate. I don't care if it's private. Go find another place to talk to. I just, how dare he? Personally, on a personal level, how dare he? Like, I'm not even hurt, and that hurt me. It like complete idiocy. Why would you do that? Do you not care about her feelings? Are you not listening to her when she talks? So Keenan says he wants to know what she's looking for, and she says You are the person I'm pursuing. He says he is interested. 2 days ago, this man was going to close things off with KK. The minute a KK variant walks into the villa, he is interested in getting to know them. And so, thank you to producers. This is probably going to be the only time I actually thank you guys, because otherwise I can't stand you most of the time. Thank you to producers for not allowing him to close things off with KK before Casa Amor. Yeah. Um, and he says that it feels nice to have an instant connection. What do you mean, Keenan? According to you, you had an instant connection with KK when she chose you the first time. And so, just as much as Brandy says KK be chatting, Keenan just be chatting the chat because he's full of shit. Because what is he talking about? And most of the issues I have with Keenan is the stuff not even that he's doing, because he's doing stuff, but most of it is okay. They're not closed off. They're not a full couple, but fine. But it's a lot of the stuff he's saying, which to me lends to how he's moving, and also shows me that there's something with him and KK that he has a problem with. And it has nothing to do with KK. And Hannah does mention it, but yeah. So Brandy agrees. Keenan just be chatting too. Exactly. And so she does ask him, has he ever cheated? And he says no. And that to me says that either he is limited in his because the way he's moving in this villa does not feel like somebody who's never cheated. That's it. B, that says to me either he's limited in his relationship building, which is also why he's moving the way he's moving in the villa. So he makes sure that he's not in a relationship so that he doesn't have the ability to cheat and hurt a girl. But he says he owes it to himself to explore this connection, that it makes him uncomfortable, but he's going to put his feelings first. When have you not put your feelings first, Keenan? When have you ever put KK's feelings first? I need to understand that. When did I miss that? Anyway. Next we have Mattia and Cassie talking. And Mattia says he really likes her and he's only about pursuing her. And they kiss and she feels guilty. And I get where Cassie is coming from, because her and Leo did close things off. So I feel like with her, she's seeing that, wow, I actually could have a potential better connection, but I already made a promise to somebody. Then we see Leo talking to Johnny, and she wants to know where his head is at. He said, well, I'm going to invite you to sleep in bed. He said his head is not turning. And we could add a yet to that one. Kenzo sleeps outside with Marco. He says, listen, the connection with Carmen day one, there's no one else here for that. And Leo says, the connection is like that for me, but with Johnny. Like, literally, she could be the 100%, whereas I have 80% with Cassie, and I'm missing 20%, but she provides that 20%. He says in his ITM, Johnny's applying pressure to him. And I'm like, I didn't see pressure. I saw her chatting. I don't see pressure, dude. Cassie says Matia could potentially be a really strong connection. And Hannah says, well, you and Leo are similar. If you're doing something, so is he. Fair point, Hannah. Hannah has the best reads in the villa, guys. She has the best reads, period, of what's going on in the villa. Brandy says, well, Kenzo knew Carmen. Exactly. This is very true. This is very true. So if y'all don't know, there's documented proof that Carmen and Kenzo have known each other prior to coming into the villa, and nobody's discussing it. So that whole he lives in Scottsdale too is they've known each other. And I believe Olivia from season 3 also when it was from Scottsdale, and she does say that most people that lives in Scottsdale, they most of them know each other fairly well. Brandy says Naja was applying pressure. Johnny was. This is what I saw. I was like, what are you talking about? Johnny's applying pressure. Not just applying pressure. Johnny just was talking to you, boy. Like what? Anyway, so Hannah says she's gonna sleep outside with the girls. And Monty does say she's gonna be with Kyle. Birdie somehow ends up in bed with a bunch of girls. But anyway, sleeping arrangements this night is Destiny is with Zay, Imani's with Kyle, Cassie's with Mattia, Rob, Eddie, Brandon are all sleeping in separate beds by themselves. KK, Hannah, Carmen are on the day beds outside. She slept on the day beds, guys, outside. She slept on the day beds outside. This is KK we're talking about. Okay. Over in the villa, Leo's with Johnny, Allie's with Bergie, Mike is with Deja, Taylor C is with Jonah, Keenan is with Naja, and Marco and Kenzo are on the day beds. Marco and Kenzo, who are closed off, are on day beds. Keenan, who wanted to be closed off with KK before she left for Casa Amor, is with another girl. Okay, just keeping that in mind. So when they wake up, Leo had been talking all night with Johnny. Carmen, Hannah, and KK chat, and Carmen misses Marco a lot. Hannah misses Kenzo. Oh, wait, what did I do? Carmen misses Kenzo. Hannah misses Marco. But KK says she misses Keenan. But now, after days of being, you know, not really worried about what he was doing, she's starting to really worry that he's doing something and acting out. And what if he brings somebody back? And Keenan says, to the guys in the villa, she tried to kiss me, but I was really restrained. You wouldn't have had to worry about that, Keenan, if you were in bed with her. So that's why you shouldn't have did that. Leo says he also has had it really hard because he really likes Cassie, but the conversation with Johnny has been really on point. Cassie says Mattia wanted another kiss, but I said no. He's making me turn my head. And Marco gets a text. He's going on a date with Hannah. # reunited. Now, why he thought this was his Hannah from the villa, I do not know. But the next thing but then again, who would think that they would send in their ex into the villa for somebody? So it is Marco's ex, Hannah O. He was definitely think it was OG Hannah. He says he's happy to see her. She does introduce herself to everybody. And he realizes after he realized it was his ex, and that they met in Fort Lauderdale a couple months ago. So this is a recent ex. Um, Marco's shocked. He's like, it's like having being in a car accident that you couldn't stop. He's literally shitting bricks, guys. You can see it on his face. You can see it in his body. Mike said if they brought in my ex, I would have to open the door. Hannah feels like they have unresolved feelings. She's like, especially on her end. Um, she wants to know what he feels. And Marco says, well, I closed the door, so I don't know. Hannah is like, well, are you more open with your, I noticed you're more open with your feelings with this Hannah. It looks like a totally different Marco when I watch you guys. Um, and he says, I know it may seem like I'm more open with Hannah, but I just wasn't ready to go there with you. I wasn't ready to be an open person. And so she just wants to know, are you 100% for OG Hannah? And Marco said, I don't think we gave ourselves a fair chance. And that's how the episode ended. And guys, I was like, is he stupid? Like, for real? Like, you could have did this on the outside. You can't be this stupid, Marco. Hannah O seems like a girl he just hooked up with. Yeah, it kind of felt like maybe they just like either in the same friend group or and they just like hooked up and then like she started developing real feelings and he had feelings for her but he didn't know how to express them to her. But we're gonna get more in the next episode. Um so they kind of go back a little bit and so they left the episode where we thought, oh my God, like he's going to get to know this Hannah. He might still like her. Um, but Hannah O asks, are you open to getting to know me? And Marcus said, I just felt like with us, something was missing. Um, and she says, well, this is the most we've ever actually talked. And I'm like, so y'all didn't even really talk? And she's like, we didn't even talk much without you looking at your phone. And I was like, so girl, he don't like you. Why are you here? It was like, what, you came all this way for a guy who barely talked to you and wouldn't show you feelings? This is crazy. And and also we didn't end very well. Um and he said we didn't. And she's like, so are you 100? So they edited this part out of the conversation and added stuff back in, and now we're back to where we left off at with the conversation from the episode prior. And she asked, are you 100% for Hannah? And he says, I am not open to explore anybody. And it didn't, to me, it genuinely did not sound like he was open when they ran back the conversation. Um, and he told her to go and explore and get to know all the other guys. She's a great girl, but he is not the one for her. And so they do disperse. And Hannah O goes to talks to the Casa girls and tells them he says he's closed off, but some of his statements make her feel like there's a crack in the door. Like, oh, I don't know how I'll be feeling seeing you talk to other guys. Um, and the girl's like, oh yeah, that's definitely a crack. I was like, please do not blow smoke up this girl's ass to her to get hurt. And Margaret does tell the boys, listen, it's gonna be hard to watch you guys get to know her, but please get to know her. Just let me know if that's what you want to do. And I mean, I thought Marco handled this pretty well, considering he was shocked, he was surprised. But it doesn't sound like he really was into her because it literally sounds like he had the opposite relationship of what he has with this Hannah with her. So there's that. Rob pulls Hannah, and he's only pulling her because he wants to tell her he wants to get to know Carmen. He's serious about her. He knows that they're friends. He wants the insider scoop on what he can get done. And I'm like, dude, what you can get done is to focus on somebody else. And then maybe Carmen would be interested in you, because she's going to waste your time and you're wasting your time. But that's me. Um, but Carmen says, across the villa, she's like, is he talking to her about me? Because I'd rather him talk to her about them rather than about me. And Hannah does say, well, her and Kenzo are both from Scottsdale, so home court advantage. But she does like you. She thinks you're funny. You should flirt and keep doing your job. So Carmen and Rob do sit down, and he asks her what is her aspirations, and she says, I'm not really thinking about that. And she confronts him about talking to Hannah. And in this conversation, it's literally what we kind of were seeing when she was like with Bergie and Victor. Like, she and who else did she get to know? She is just not open. She is not receptive to anything. She is just placating and enjoying the attention, and she's just there. But I don't see any place where she wants to get to know this guy. So next we have raunchy races. Whoever wins will win a party for their villa. And so everybody's like, oh, they're super competitive and they want to win. And so we do see the first question is sharing a bed, kiss. So it was Jonah and Taylor, Destiny and Zay. The villa won the point there, which was funny because Destiny and Zay were right next to each other, and Jonah and Taylor were across from each other and still somehow won. But I don't really feel like Destiny likes Zay. She might like Zay. She thinks he's handsome, but I don't see she has chemistry with anybody she talks to. I don't see the connection. And the funny part is I did see the connection with her and Mike. I just don't see the connection with her and Zay. Maybe they're editing it out. It's also possible. I don't see it. But he's also younger than her. I don't know about those two. And KK's like, oh, well, it wasn't passionate enough. Let's go crazy. We got to go in full force. And so then it's a Virgo needs to kiss the least tatted person. And so it was Bergie and Ashley and Hannah and Rob, and the villa wins that point. And then is the most tattooed person needs to kiss a Capricorn. So it's Cassie and Mattia, and then Marco and Taylor, and the villa wins that point. And then blondes or light haired girls has to be kissed. So Jonah kisses Allie, Rob kisses Carmen. Casa does get that point. The longest coupled person must kiss the person they think is the sexiest. And KK kisses Brandon. Keenan kisses Naja. The villa wins that point. By this time, KK is livid. Uh, Then it's getting to a sex position. Johnny and Leo go, and Cassie and Mattia go, and the villa wins that point. And at this point, I was like, I don't even know if they're doing this on purpose just to make the Casa Villa mad or something, because like some of these don't look like the villa should have won. But the next one is youngest girl needs to twerk on somebody. So Imani does twerk on somebody. I don't remember who she pulled. The Casa wins that point. And then because I don't remember also who they showed, if they showed anybody for the villa for that one. And then the youngest boy has to kiss the person they're interested in. So Brandon does kiss KK. So Casa wins that one. Then they had to do an underwater kiss. Kenzo kisses Hannah O, and Carmen kisses Brandon. Casa wins that point. And so the same spelling in reverse has to kiss a guy. So both Hannahs kiss. One kiss Mattia, the other kisses Marco. Casa wins that point. And so when you count it up, it was a tie and they both win a party. And so the girls are talking in Casa and they're like, how do you think the boys are doing? The boys, on the other hand, are so excited. They won. They got a party, blah, blah, blah. Keenan says he's hoping that KK is testing out connections and, oh, that the one where she won whatever points, that means that she's really looking to get their connection tested, because if they're not testing their connection, is it really real? And I want to slap this guy upside his head. You should not have to continuously test your connection. You already tested your connection 3 times. She tested their connection 1 time. You were supposed to close things off. Why do you need to continuously test your connection? I need Keenan to explain this. It's giving immaturity. It's giving you've never been in a relationship and you don't know better, or you don't give a fuck about this girl. Do better. Um, but he says he's seeing things that he's not he's been unhappy with, and that he feels like we should be seeing the real Keenan. Um, and I was like, oh, so this is the real Keenan. So you have a problem with your connection with KK. And so this is my thing. Keenan really could fuck around and do whatever he wants to. At the end of the day, the stuff he's ITMing is leading that he has a problem with KK. I don't know if it's that the problem is built on fear. I don't know if the problem is built on the fact that we voted her to go on dates. We voted him into the bottom. I don't know what the issue is, but treating her like this based on any of that, something is wrong with this man. He is immature and he doesn't deserve her. Cassie says the kisses are great, but it really makes her question if she should leave Mattia behind. And I personally feel like she should not. And this was before Leo does what he does later. But I personally do feel like Cassie and Mattia have a really strong connection. And I really think she should bring him back to explore it. And I think she would be doing herself a disservice by not. They like the connection has been there since day one. And I really think she might have like a possibility for a longer term connection with him. And so I feel like she will regret it, especially if Leo recouples, if she leaves Mattia behind. If she brings him back and she's something still there with Leo, I think that it's fine. Um, it sucks that they're closed off, but I think that's what she needs to do. Bergie says he enjoyed the challenge. Yay, Bergie. Um, so they do have a rhinestone party, except for the villa didn't get them, and I was so confused. So the guys from Casa Amor come in, and the girls put rhinestones all over. I thought that was cute. Next, we see Leo and Johnny like off to the side talking, and she's basically like, "I do not want to be a second option. I don't want to be someone you're playing around with, and then you drop me." And he's like, "You're not a second option to anyone." And he's like, "Do you want a kiss?" And he's like, the kiss felt like no one was in the house but them. He felt real feelings with that kiss. Um, so Carmen and Rob are talking, and he says, "I want to get deeper with you." And she said she is open to getting to know him. But compared to Destiny and Imani, she feels she's 50% in this villa, 50% in that the OG villa. And he's like, well, can you be 100% here and give me 100%? And she's like, I could give you 80% and still sleep outside. So Bergie does talk to Allie, and Bergie says, listen, I've put into all these girls, I've had conversations with everyone. I still like our connection. And Allie says, I do feel like we have a connection, but I also don't want to hurt you. I'm not sure about our connection. And so thus I don't want to lead you on. I don't care about staying here if it's not going to be 100%. Um, so I'm not going to continue to pursue. Um, but we could keep getting to know each other. Hannah, O, and Marco talk again, and she's like, and Marco's like, that might have been a lot for you. And Hannah's like, never been rejected before. And he says, it wasn't rejection. I was trying to be respectful. Hannah feels like she was blindsided. I thought I what I did would have meant more to you. So to be honest, I feel like our connection before wasn't real. And Marco's saying, I'm not saying anything was wrong. She said, well, I feel like I deserved more. And he's like, you also never responded to my messages. And she's like, well, it was like pictures or whatever. He's like, well, I had a hard time expressing my feelings. And she's like, well, I'm realizing now that my feelings were never reciprocated. And Marco kind of just agrees and says, yeah, you deserve more. But you're here in Fiji and you should go find it. Like, it's possible here. And she's like, she's glad that they can be friends. Like, okay, cool. Jonah and Taylor talk again, and do they know how to play any instruments? He has a big family. She has a big family. Wants to keep getting to know Jonah. It is what it is. I don't see their connection, but I could be wrong. Um, he feels there's a romantic spark. He just feels like you don't need to go in depth to have something. And I'm just like, I feel like these men say one thing when they're with one girl and another thing when they're with another. And because I swear he said something totally different to both Destiny and Imani. So I can't. And so wants her to get back into his bed. They do kiss. Destiny and Zay have a conversation, and they feel like their conversations have been organic, but they're laughing at the challenge. They thought the kiss was aggressive. Um, and she's like, listen, you can't say that Destiny doesn't get a good looking man. But she's excited to where things could go with Zay. She does seem happy and excited. I just don't see their chemistry personally. Not chemistry, connection. I see the chemistry. I don't see the connection. Like something is missing for me. Berkey does then talk to Taylor S. And he feels like, well, he's going to move on because Allie closed things off. And he's like, she didn't particularly said those words, but he's not going to wait around for her. He already said that was not what was he going to do. So he's moving on. And he's moving on to Taylor S. We do know that day one, Taylor S expressed that Bergie was in her top, and talking to him in person has made it even more that she's in his, like, into him. And so they do have a really good conversation about cooking and acts of service. Um, Destiny says, I mean, Brandy says Destiny wants to keep a white boy on her roster. That's what it's giving. He's very cute. I just think he's too young, and I don't think she's as into him. I feel the same thing about KK and Brandon. That I don't feel like she's as into Brandon as Brandon, but again, he's also young, so it's like I don't. Something is anyway, and she does say to him, "Listen, what is it that you're looking for?" He's like, well, I'm really attracted to you. I really want to get to know you. She says, I'm really attracted to you. I'm really wanting to get to know you. And I want to tell you, you really surprised me. You were always in my top, but I even more, um, after our conversations, you make me feel comfortable. You make me feel safe. I really want to get to know you. And he says, would you like to sleep in my bed? And she says, yes. And then he said a bunch of thank yous, which was hilarious. Then we see Mike and Deja talking, and he's like, of all the girls that have come in, he's only into her, that he feels like they have a nice vibe. And so she says, I know you were getting to know Destiny seriously. Is there anybody else? And he's like, no, it's just you. I feel like you and I have a similar vibe to what I was getting to know Destiny through. But you and I have more ground to cover. It's only been a day. But she's definitely catching his eye. Um, he says in his ITM he doesn't want to close things off and only get to know Destiny. So he is trying to test all of his connection, and if it's still Destiny, it's still Destiny. Um, and he's like, there is one way to test our connection, and that's the kiss. And this is after a bunch of like back and forth. I will say this: they do have a cute connection. I agree with him though. It does feel a little like what he had with Destiny, but I feel like with Destiny it was a little more instant, and with Deja it's a little more awkward because they're still trying to navigate. And so if he picks Deja, I get it. If he stays with Destiny, I can see it. And I can see Destiny staying with him. So that's where we are with them. With next conversation, and at this point, I really guys, like at this point of the episode, I was like, there's too much fucking people here. There's way too many people here. I'm trying to keep track of all these conversations. I'm like, this recoupling. So if you guys don't know, they just put on the Love Island app that there's going to be a 90-minute episode tonight because this recoupling is going to be big. They've got 50 billion people in the villa, and it looks like all these people are going to freaking recouple with other people at this point. Not that they shouldn't. I'm just saying. There's way too many people in this villa for this recoupling. Brandy says, yeah, I kind of want Destiny and Mike to, yeah, just something about their connection was just so much like, well, I side-eyed Mike in his, Instagram and social media activities. Um, the fact that he's still going for another black girl in the villa where there was like a bunch of other white girls in the villa because it feels like on his social media that his preference is white girls, but the only people he seems to have gotten to know in Love Island is black girls, and there's white girls in there with nobody looking at them like Ashley and Allie. And so I think I kind of do like their connection. And but again, if either of them come and bring back somebody, I can't hate on it. They had probably the shortest amount of time to. They weren't even coupled up. They had the shortest amount of time to get to know each other. As far as we know, they could have did a recoupling and we didn't know because they cut it out. Brandy says Deja is giving boring. But they're cute, but he's boring. Absolutely, absolutely. That like little awkward pause that they were doing in between their conversation. It was like, oh my god, can we move this? Can we move this along? This is why I'm saying. But by the time we get to the next conversation, I was like, oh my god, there's too many people, and some of these people I'm starting not to care about. So can we move on? All right. So Kyle and Imani talk, and they feel like they have like a really good connection. They crack each other up, and I'm actually surprised because I was actually very unsure of their connection the first day, especially after she kissed Rob. But I do like their chats. I do like their chemistry. I do see that they have a vibe, but I feel like it's one of those things where like it's kind of like opposites attract, and I have to see what he is sign wise. Um let me say. I, there's somebody who's doing Love Island horoscopes uh, on Instagram. I think I shared them yesterday. And she did the entire Casa Amor. Nope, it was must have been the day before. She did the entire Casa Amor, and she gave like what who would be the better sign for each other, and some of them were really shocking. Like KK should have been with what who do you call it? Harrison, I think was one of them. Let's see. Ooh, Jesus. Uh oh darn it. Darn, I can't find him. So I think I have to see what Mike and Destiny are compared to him and Deja, because I feel like they have a really good chemistry, but one brings out something better. And then the same thing with Kyle and Imani. If I feel like it's giving opposites attract. Like she's really bubbly and bright and excited, and he's very like just down to earth. But they bring in just something really good with each other. Anyway, if I can find it, I will let you guys know. Um, and so they do. She says, I genuinely really like you, and I believe her. And he says, Imani, I really like you as well, and I believe him. And they kiss. Um, so then we get back to Cassie and Mattia, and they are talking in the bedroom. And Mattia's like, listen, I'm just gonna be straight up with you. I'm not interested in fucking around. I want something serious. And he basically is just like, the ball is in your court, girl. So he kisses her on the cheek. He's like, you're going to have to figure out what you know, what you're going to do. But I'm here for you. KK's talking to Brandon, and we see Carmen and Hannah like having a conversation about it, and they're basically like, KK ain't leaving Keenan, and that he's probably over there messing around, and that he is taking all his insecurities out on KK, but KK is not going to leave him. And they're absolutely right. Well, most of this was Hannah, but Hannah was like that. I've been here before. That he has some, and that's what it's giving. It's giving immature. It's giving insecure in itself, which is why he keeps copying like any girl that shows him just like the little bit of interest. Because I feel like, and we've seen this before on other shows, we've like other seasons, where I feel like a lot of times these are all pretty beautiful people. They come into the show thinking that they are going to have the pick of the litter. They're going to be the one choosing. Everything's going to be on their whims and fancies. And I think with Keenan, the fact that the only girl that chose him in the first place was KK. And then Cassie chose him, but she really didn't want him, and she kind of rejected him as a boy. And then Emily, kind of the same thing. She was kind of interested, but not really interested. And then Imani came, and he didn't get to really know her because him and then Han was like, oh, well, he's not really interested. I'm just gonna get to know Jonah. I think all of that has made him and us voting them. Well, I mean, I really didn't vote. I voted for both of them, but him landing in the bottom, us voting for her to go on a date, I think has made all his insecurities that he probably had coming onto this even more heightened. And what he's doing is, instead of working on himself, fixing what he needs to fix, focusing on the one girl, is he is taking it out on her to test her, to see how much KK can take, how much she can deal with, what will she handle, so that way he will know that she is the one, because he probably has been dumped, because I can see him being dumped because girls are like, frick you, if you're going to do this to me, I'm going to dump you. And he probably is like, oh, well, let me just see how much KK, um, uh, let me see how much KK can take. Emily said on her TikTok, they over edited the situation. She was as into Keenan as it showed. She was or was not. Because to me, I didn't think she was into Keenan that much, but maybe I'm wrong. Um, and so, like, he's constantly testing KK. And the thing is, KK's been very understanding. She's been there for him when, to me, he doesn't deserve it. Um, Brandy says Emily was on said on her TikTok they over edited the situation and she wasn't as into Keenan as it was shown. I never thought she was into him, so yeah, I could definitely see that. So I do think that with him, that is why we see him moving the way he's moving. And unfortunately for him, there's but so far that you can test the person's patience. And I feel like KK is very patient, and we're gonna see, she's gonna say that this keeps happening to her. And from my experience, when you allow people to do things over and over and over to you, um, that is what's going to happen. If you don't speak up, if you don't dead shit when you are upset about it, they're going to keep doing it, because then the minute that you do something in retaliation or you do something to stop it, then you're petty and something's wrong with you and you're the bitch and whatever. So there's a point where if something bothers you, you have to just draw the line. Because my whole thing goes back to, hello, she told this man, why are you bringing women up to soul ties? That is our place. And he didn't give a fuck what she had to say. The minute she's gone, out of sight, out of mind. But they do say, Hannah and Carmen, they're just going to leave her because they can't force her to choose somebody else. And we hear Brandon say, I'm putting all of my energy in the KK basket. And they're like, listen, we could just support her and be there for her. And I'm glad they do say that, because I think that's what they're going to have to do. We do see Naja and Keenan sitting on one of the, I think, the swings, and he keeps saying they have sexual connection and he's really interested, and they're just talking, and he gets hard. And then she asks if she can touch it. And I'm just like, okay, yeah. I don't know. The rest of the episode, if there was anything else, I was just totally through that. Shani says, I feel like Keenan would have behaved this way regardless if we voted him. It seems like he's just one of those guys that constantly tests his girl. No, that's what I'm saying. It's not about KK. This is not about KK. It's not us. What I'm saying is he's an insecure man. I absolutely agree. He's an insecure person and immature, and he's going to keep doing this to either find somebody who will just let him do whatever he wants to, and then he's gonna be like, oh, I love my girl, she's this and that, or he's going to find someone that is not going to deal with his bullshit and cuss him out off jump, and it's going to make him attracted to her more. But he's just going to do to Naja what he's doing to, if he chooses her, he's just going to do to her what he's doing to KK, but probably worse. So it's about him. It's not about the women. It's not about what we did. What I'm saying is it didn't help the factor of whatever he has going on with him. He's taking that in because he keeps saying that what you call it, that KK is using this stuff to make people be sympathetic towards her. And that's not the case. She, like, it's your behavior. It's your behavior. So that was episode 22. Next we have episode 23. And because everybody won the party in the Raunchy Races game, the hideaway is open, and choose a couple to spend the night alone. And so they do choose Bergie and uh Destiny at the Casa Villa. Brandy says he's an Aquarius man. She's got to be straightforward to him. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I think KK's mistake on this was not being upfront with him on the stuff that she didn't like. She was just, I'm just here for you. I'm the doting girlfriend. I'm listening to you. I'm here for you. I understand how you feel. Every time he has like a little immature like tantrum, oh, I'm still here for you. I'm still doing what you need me to do. But again, the one thing she asked him, he didn't even respect that, which was not to take women up to soul ties. Chinese says 100%. So yes, they choose Bergie and Taylor to go to the hideaway. Bergie's nervous, but he says he's going butt naked. He thinks they have a spark. Wait. Shanice says he's like the one guy that went viral for his anniversary post list, all the terrible things he put his wife through, and that she's, yes, that's what I'm saying. That's him. That's exactly him. Like, I did all this stuff and she's still rocking with me and she still loves me and she's there for me and she's the only woman that understands me, blah 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 blah. We shouldn't have to go through all of that in order to be in a relationship. That's not healthy. And fuck anybody who thinks that that's how things should work. Period. Sorry. Um, Taylor says she has butterflies. She thinks that they have a good connection. She finds him sexy. Everybody's like, "Oh, well, what did you think, through your conversation?" And she's like, "I thought I could kiss him." So we do see Destiny and Zay go into the hideaway, and they hug, and Destiny falls asleep. And to be fair, I'm sure if this was all in one day where they did raunchy races, they got up, they have them up to till late at night. I absolutely, absolutely valid, absolutely that. And I don't know if Zay's the one for her. On the flip side, Bergie and Taylor go into the hideaway, and Taylor doesn't want him to be uncomfortable, and Bergie says he doesn't. Um, uh, what did he say? He says he doesn't know how to close the deal, basically, on like when to kiss, and but you know, she says he's in her. He's always been in her top three, and she loves their connection. And they do handcuffs and all this stuff and kiss and yay, Bergie. Um, and at this point, KK's like asking, would Keenan bring somebody back? That's at the top of her mind. And my whole thing is, why does it matter if he brings somebody back? If he brings somebody back, then it's over. You need to move how you move. You need to, like, if you think that there's a really good connection in Casa Amor, you need to move with that connection. If you are more worried about whether or not he's going to bring somebody back, that's the problem, because you should not be moving how he moves. You should move how you need to move. And that's a bit of immaturity on her part, but that's just me, because I don't care what the other person is doing. I'm going to do me. I'm going to be me. And I can be petty, but I'm not going to sit there and bring back a connection that I'm not fully connected to just to say I brought somebody back to get back at them. And that's just me. One thing about Destiny, she gonna sleep. Hell yeah, and I don't blame her. Back at the villa, at the same time she's asking this, probably editing. Naja's on top of Keenan, and Leo tells the guys that listen, I've had this bracelet on since Cassie left. It's important to her. And he takes the bracelet off. And they go back to Destiny and Zay in the hideaway. Oh, sorry. This is the next morning. Uh, then they all go to sleep. It's most of the same, like, sleeping arrangements, so I didn't take note of anything different. Um, Kenzo does the next morning say Carmen is it for him. He's confident in it. You should be. We you guys knew each other from before. Y'all live in the same town. Good luck. Um, so Destiny is there in the hideaway. They give each other a high five. Bergie and Taylor were making out. Keenan says he misses KK and that if this connection is not better than what he has with KK, he doesn't want it. He's like otherwise he could switch up uh if Naja had and him had more time. Um and I don't remember if it's there. No, it's later, I think. I Destiny and Zay talk, and he said, I have fun. And she's like, well, don't say that. He's like, I had a horrible time. I hated it. um, and so she does go out to the girls and tells them that, she fell asleep. But they had a good time. And Hannah's like, I'm happy to see you smiling like this. I love this Destiny. So whatever they're seeing with Destiny, which is why they gave her the hideaway in the first place, or like whatever conversations they're having, they like this connection with her and Zay. So it is what it is. Shanice says the fact that they showed KK asking people if Keenan could bring someone back at least 10 times in the past episode. That's what I'm saying. And because it's just indicative of what does it matter if he brings somebody back. Are you just worried about him making you look stupid? Girl, he been did that. And you sat there and allowed him. So it's either you're like worried about him making you even stupider, or you have a connection with somebody else and you want to bring that person back, but you're worried that if you bring it back it's going to mess up what you and Keenan have. And could he bring somebody back? Maybe that's the determining factor whether I bring somebody back. I just feel like it should be two, like I always feel like with Casa Amor, it should be two different things. You go in there, you explore the connection that's in there, and if it's somebody like that's how I felt with Love Island UK with Ella and Ella and Tyreek and Uzi. Like I understood her bringing him back because A, she had a prior connection to him. B, you need to keep it separate. If you're going to explore the connection, and if there could be something there, like you have to keep exploring it. So again, it's not even the problem that Keenan is exploring the connection that he has in Casa Amor. I'm sure people are upset about that mostly. I don't have a problem as much about that because again, they are not boyfriend or girlfriend. They are not closed off. What I don't like is the stuff he is ITMing on the side saying that his connection like there's a problem with his connection with KK, or that there's a problem with KK when the issue is you. It's not her. And you're just doing this because you want to do this. Stop acting like that's not what this is about. You decided that you have to test your connection. Fine. Eat the consequences at the end of the day. Peacock social media really only posts Keenan and KK's relationship for promoting the show. So I'm like, toxic love story is real, car crash analogy. Yeah, I mean that, like, but we know that that's what they do. They've always done that. They've always just used, especially the black women and women of color's relationships on these shows to promote the show, but they don't really want them to win. They don't want them to be the face of the show. Um, But yeah, so he says he misses KK. Um, you're not really acting like it. Leo to the boys. He's half fallen asleep on the day beds, and he says, "A long night talking, can stay up." He's just gonna keep kicking it with Johnny, and like Johnny to Taylor. C. We fucked. Leo to Marco. Yeah, we fucked. Marco, was it good? He's like, yeah. He's like, Marco said, happy for you. So you're gonna bring her back, right? And Leo's gonna be like, no, no, so. Like what? And so Marco's upset because he's like, what do you mean? Like, I think that would be the determining factor of whether or not you'll be bringing her back. What are you talking about? So then they go back to the Casa Villa, and Imani, Destiny asks Imani how's her connection with Kyle, and she's like, our connection is really good. I really like him, guys. Cassie says that she feels like things with Mattia are just so natural, and that I love that he only wants me. Um, Marco tells Kenzo about what happened with Leo and Johnny, and Kenzo's like, that is crazy. That is insane. And Marco's like, I feel like that's a no going back situation. And he's talking about he's not sure if he's going to bring her back. And he's trying to see if the vibe stays as it is. So then why did you sleep with her, Leo? Why did you sleep with her? I just. Hannah and KK talk. Hannah says, is it crazy that I want to move to live with Marco? And KK says no, because I think if you didn't feel that way, it would be weird. Um, and at this point, I was like, "Fuck!" Now I think that Hannah and Marco are gonna win the show because, to be honest, I love Hannah. I've always loved Hannah. And Marco's just moving correctly, and I don't care for him, but I always say, listen, even the worst people can be good boyfriends. So it is what it is. But Marco's such a gossip. He is. He needs to shut his mouth sometimes. Ugh, can't stand him. But I wish there was somebody else for Hannah. But as she says, I just love his dummy butt. So it is what it is. KK says again, do you think Keenan is going to bring someone back? And Hannah is like, she kind of is like, you could see it in her face. She wants to tell her, she wants to break it to her. Like, he probably could, he probably will. But she's trying to be nice, and she's just like, I don't know. And she's like, the thing is, it could go either way. He could be all about you and not do anything, or he could just be like, I'm following this connection. And KK said, yeah, she basically justifies his actions to Hannah. And then we see Keenan and Naja on the day beds, kind of cuddled up, and Naja's like, and Keenan's like, he doesn't know what he's going to do. And at this point is where I feel like, yeah, he don't like Naja. He don't like her. She's just there to pass the time. She, it's sad. Like, it's nothing against Naja, but I just feel like, okay, she's there. And he basically kind of tells her to move over. And she's like, well, if you don't know what you're going to do, or you know what you're going to do, like, stand on it and leave me be. And he's like, well, you keep applying pressure to me. And this is why what he's doing makes no sense, because she's doing her job, which is applying pressure to you. You are supposed to do your job and dead the situation, like Marco did, like Kenzo did. Why are you not doing that, Keenan? Brandy says, that's what I said. He don't like Naja like that. He doesn't. When he ITM'd, yeah, like, I miss KK, and if things ain't nearing where me and KK are, I don't want it. I was like, and then he told her to move over. I was like, nah, he don't like her. He's just, she's just there. He just wanted to, again, Keenan has always wanted to be Joe's. We knew this. He just wanted to be Joe's. It is what it is. So KK and Hannah are talking, and she's like, if he does anything, I will take it personal. If he couples up with someone, I will take it personal. And Hannah's like, you can't take it personal because it's not about you, it's about him. And she's like, I will take it personal. And she should. I really do feel like that. I really feel like at this point she should take it personal. I really do. I can understand her taking it personal, because she has verbalized to this man a number of times how she feels. It is what it is. Keenan, and I think he did say to the guys, I don't know if we got there yet. Yeah, he said, I think when the guys and him were sitting on the table, that if she brought somebody back, he would go in on her and blah blah blah. And I was like, I want to see you do that, Keenan. I want to see you do that. He says, I'm not a selfish person. I'm not going to disregard KK's feelings. I have to be respectful. But then he says, the guys have said, I've been extremely happy the last couple of days, that I'm a different person. And I'm like, these are the things that would make me dump you. Not even all this other stuff that he's doing, because to me, the stuff that he's doing, the cuddling up with her, like all that other stuff, like, that is not the problem. It's the stuff he's saying. He's happy. Of course you're happy. She's new. There's no, you did not disrespect her. You did not go and do anything to test your connection yet. Of course you're extremely happy. You have no cares in the world. Because if you leave her where she at and go back to KK, you don't have to suffer the consequences, Keenan. It was Keenan, not Leo, saying that. Leo at least know that he's being stupid. He would be mad because he had no plans of bringing a girl back. Exactly. He's just doing this because he's insecure. But it's stuff stop running your mouth. It's getting you into more trouble than, for me, to me, where I can't even defend you. Because this bullshit, the stuff you're saying about Keenan, no, who was he saying this? Brandy says no, who was he saying? He was in his ITM where he just be chatting shit. He says the craziest things in his ITM about his connection with KK, him and KK. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Cassie and Tia talking again, and um he's like, listen, I won't get to know other girls. I'm locked in with you. And I want you to know how much I'm locked in with you. I have such a hard time struggling with expressing myself, but I can't help but doing it with you. You make me comfortable enough to do it. So if you see me being uncomfortable, it's because I'm not used to doing this. But I want you. I'm locked in with you. And she's like, well, maybe I might be better with Mattia. And I'm like, yes, Cassie, you will. You would be better with Mattia. Um, Next, we see Leo and Taylor talking, and he said he wasn't prepared for that, and he wishes Johnny had never walked into the villa. And it's like, well, she did, and he doesn't know what he's going to do. Um, and he's like, Cassie's gonna come back, and he doesn't know what to do. And I'm like, at this point, um, Leo, it feels like you, well, kind of like with Keenan too. Yeah, like there's no balls in this situation. You guys just want to be able to do what you want to do without the run of consequences. But there are consequences to you guys' actions, big and small. Leo's were big. Kanan's were not as big, but big enough for KK. There will be consequences. You guys better man up. Period. Leo then tells the rest of the boys, because he's like, y'all gonna hear it anyway. Yeah, you told the villa gossip by telling Marco. Taylor and Jonah are cuddled up. I didn't write a thing about what they had to say because they bore me. Carmen and Rob chit chat, and he doesn't feel like she's open to him while she's saying the words that she is, but he doesn't feel like she's open. And I said, it's because she's not. And he's like, he just wants time with her, and he can't figure out that he can't think that it's possible that her and Kenzo have a better connection than them. And she's like, well, I'm an overthinker. And listen, I'm a consummate overthinker, very much so. Sometimes it's really bad. And so I get it. I just don't think that it's an overthinking situation. Carmen is not interested. Carmen is playing this game. Carmen needs to go. Her and Kenzo. They could go back to Scottsdale. Marco finds Hannah's cross. He's like, oh, she left me her cross. I didn't even see it. He's just so happy. Then they see Leo and Johnny talking, and then Keenan starts judging Leo. It's day 2. Leo, you're moving too fast. You're moving from body to body, and this is where I'm trying to tell you guys, this man has no intention. And I think this is also the conversation where he said he's going to judge KK if she brings somebody back. He has no intention of bringing anybody back. No intention of this. Leo and Johnny talk, and he's like, his head is scrambled. Things are going too fast, but he likes it. He just doesn't know what to do. Carmen and Cassie talk, and Cassie says she's never felt like this. And I said, good, go with that. Go with God. Bergie says that he is not pulling Taylor for any more chats. He feels like they're on the same page, and he's giving her space. If she wants him, she can come and get him. And I said, go ahead, Bergie. Marco says, I may cry if Hannah brings back someone and she left me her cross. Like, part of me will have felt like I lost somebody. And it's like, damn. It's like, damn you, Marco. You actually made me kind of sad for you. But she's not. And y'all are going to have a happy reunion. Now I kind of want to watch. I'm kind of excited to see Hannah and Marco's reunion because I think it's going to be sweet. Damn it. I can't stand Marco. Why are they doing this to me? He's judging Leo because why you kiss old girl. Carmen gets a text, and it's a video. And so this is, if you guys have watched Love Island UK, they have done this a couple times where they send in videos and postcards, and it's like little bits of information for one side of the villa. And so This is a video where Taylor C is saying he's so hot. And Keenan up in soul ties with Naja, with her saying she's interested in Keenan, and him saying he's interested in her as well. Keenan and Naja in bed. Johnny telling Taylor C, we fucked. Hannah and Marco, um, Hannah O with Marco on their date. Oh, we didn't give ourselves a chance. And so the girls start freaking out. And Hannah's nowhere to actually see the video. And they're going to play it again for the rest of the guys. And KK says Soul Ties is crazy, and they're like, Soul Ties is crazy. Like, why would you bring her up this? I think she could have. I don't think she would have been upset if he hadn't brought her up to Soul Ties. Okay, anyway, like, I think she would have been upset, but not as upset. Hannah needs to see the video. KK's like, I can't watch it again. She starts bawling. Um, they do watch the video. Hannah watches it and she's like, that girl does not compare to me. Anyway, where's KK? And she goes to KK. And I'm sorry, I love Hannah. I have loved Hannah since she walked into this. I locked into this villa. I love Hannah and KK's relationship. She said, it is over. You are loyal to him, but he is not loyal to you. He is stupid. He's a stupid boy. You're sleeping outside on the day beds. This is done. She has nothing on you. You are KK. That's like, period, Hannah. Period. Everybody get yourself a Hannah. Brandy says, I agree. I think she would have had been less upset if it was a different area. Agreed. Rachel says, I love that pep talk from Hannah. She said, he can't have you. She did say that. And again, period. Period. He don't deserve her. Sharni says, I loved Hannah, but she made me love her even more. Period. I like, so much so if she wins this game, I'm gonna be very happy for her. She deserves it. I don't necessarily want her to win with that man, but it might have to be that. But I love Hannah. I have loved her since she walked in the villa. I think she has been one of the best characters that has walked in here. She has been a friend to Bergie. She's been a friend to all the girls. She has been down to earth and sweet, and she found a connection that I think, regardless of if I don't like the connection, the person in the connection, I think it's genuine, and I love that for her, and she deserves the world. So, yeah, I love Hannah. And she's the only one to me that reacted to this video the proper way. Like, that girl don't got nothing on me. Where's KK? Let me go breathe life into her. Carmen is like, Keenan is canceled. Cassie is like, wait, who fucked the brunettes? And she's like, because that's Leo's type. And my whole thing is, why did they all convince her that wasn't Leo's type? Talk about, oh, he likes blonde. Does he? Oh, no, he likes blondes. No. He likes blondes and brunettes. Why are you guys telling her it's not Leo? It's Leo. She's like, oh, thank God. KKITMs, I feel dumb. I feel like the dumbest person in the world. And that was pretty much the episode. Most of the girls were like just there for rotating, being there for KK. I'm very upset that it was not made clear to Cassie that Leo was the person that fucked Johnny. I'm pissed off. If you're going to send a video and you're going to blow up relationships, blow them all the way up. Don't just blow up Keenan and KK's. Blow up the one that was worse. She's going to go back. She better bring Mateo back. If she does not, she is going to go back to the villa and she's going to be blindsided and she's going to like, because we know that Jonah's probably going to recouple with Taylor. She's going to tell her. It's going to come out. Cassie's going to be blindsided. Brandy says, Destiny convinced her, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, what are you talking about? That like literally again, if Naja is a KK dupe, Johnny is a Cassie dupe. Baby, that woman's intuition was hitting Cassie in the face when she saw that girl. Period. They're nearly identical. Didn't even show Leo talking to anybody in the video at all. They think it was Jonah that fucked her, and I'm like, what? No. I'm done. So when they go up there and they stand there and see Jonah with the blonde haired girl, and more than likely Leo ain't gonna bring back Johnny. Are you kidding me? They rather see Cassie blow up in person. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was unfair. It's going to be bad. And I'm praying she brings Mattia back. I am praying, but I have a feeling she is going to leave Mattia in Casa and she's going to be devastated, guys. And while I am not the biggest fan of Cassie, nobody deserves this. Nobody deserves that, what she's about to go through. So while I don't like what they did to Keenan and KK, I'm glad she learned about it in the villa so that when she goes back to, in Casa, so when she goes back to the villa, she could put her face on and she like, done. You got to work hard to get me back. Now, let's discuss this recoupling's in a few hours, but I definitely think Imani's going to bring back Kyle because I don't think her and Jonah had that big of a connection. But see, this is the thing. They wouldn't know because Jonah has only ever talked to Destiny and Imani, who are both black. And notice that he didn't talk to any of the black girls. He didn't talk to Taylor. Well, Taylor looks biracial. He talked to the blonde. So even when he kissed Dali, she was blonde. So I don't know if they necessarily know what Jonah's type is. So I think Jonah's going to bring back Taylor. I think Imani's going to bring back Kyle, and I'm fine with that. Let's see. We know Marco's going to be alone. We know Kenzo's going to be alone. I'm pretty sure that Carmen's going to be alone. I'm pretty sure that Hannah's going to be alone. I don't see any of that changing with any of them. Who's left? Mike. I kind of see him and Destiny possibly both coming back to each other. But if they don't, I will not be surprised and I won't be mad, to be fair. They had the least amount of time together. So I'm okay either way, but I like their connection better than the connections that they are currently exploring. And let's see. Who's left? Keenan ain't bringing back that girl. Keenan's going to stand there all alone. And I think they want that Cinco Cash Tyreek Ella moment where she's gonna bring back somebody. But personally, I actually would rather KK not bring anybody back and then cuss him out and dead the situation. Personally, because my whole thing is she don't like Brandon like that, and the only person I thought she even had a remote connection possibility with was Eddie, and she did that situation like night one. I do not think her and Brandon have anything. But if she brings back Brandon, I won't be shocked. If the girl's convinced her to bring back Brandon or Eddie or somebody, I'm not going to be shocked, but she shouldn't do that unless she intends on actually getting to know that person. Um, who is left? Who did I miss? Leo. I kind of hope he brings Johnny back. I don't want this to be a Mercedes kind of situation, but um I'm worried he's not gonna bring her back, and then he's gonna get away with what he did. I'm gonna be very annoyed. Brandy says, yeah, she don't like Brandon like that. I don't think she does. Rachel says, I'm still unsure about Keenan and Cassie. I hope Cassie brings back Mateo. I really do. I hope her woman's intuition kicks in and she's like, no, I'm going to bring him back and then suffer the consequences when we get back. I just would prefer that. I would prefer that. Oh my God. So yeah, I think the biggest like things are going to be whether or not um Keenan and KK recouple, Cassie and Leo recouple. I think middle of the road. I think we can see possibly Mike and Destiny either stick or twist, or well, they weren't together, so I don't know. They might have make them bring back other people, and then they come back together because there's been parts where I've heard that they don't have to do it, and then there's parts where I heard that they have to do it if they're single. So I don't know. Season 3, they let Olivia come back to go turn her head to Corey, but I can see them sit there saying now, oh, you guys weren't coupled up, so you have to take somebody back. If that's the bullshit they're on, then that's neither Mike or Destiny's fault on that end. Um, uh, let's see. Everybody else, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Side note, can we postpone trying to send Keenan and Leo home so soon? I still want to see them plead and push. I don't know about all that. We'll see. They probably won't do a coupling or vote for a bit. I think Keenan is afraid to look bad. He may not recouple, but likes the female attention. I agree. I agree, Rachel. I like Mike and Destiny will eventually go back to each other. I think Mike and Destiny will. Okay. Oh, you want Snugberry Pie? I get it. Okay. All right, guys. That's it for this episode. If you want, leave some comments below and just let me know who you think's gonna recouple. It's 90 minutes tonight, so it's gonna be crazy, guys. It's going to be crazy. So we're gonna have a fallout. I don't know if there's gonna be an episode on Wednesday. It's probably gonna be a fallout tonight. It's probably gonna be a fallout tomorrow. This is giving cliffhanger. I don't know. It's gonna be drama. Anyway, guys, follow me on Entertainment in Color everywhere. Keep up. I try to let you guys know if I have any changes in schedule. I don't know what's going on. Uh, just like the next few days are going to be crazy. Got a Bachelorette recap to do. Have what else? A Big Brother recap I have to do, and so yeah, like follow me and Thank you, Brandy. Yes, Brandy said, remember to like this video, guys. Like and share. I'm still trying to grow this platform, but I'll try to cover other things. More shows will come out. I'm still trying to find a scripted show that I like as much as I liked Insecure. But right now, with the writer's strike, it ain't looking like that's going to happen for a while. So mostly we'll be covering reality TV until we don't. So thank you guys for joining me. I will see you next time.